March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II college basketball, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
Playing Corley off the Poppenberger screen. Great screen. McLean Corley for three. It's good!
5 seconds left on the clock. Werner looking for room to maneuver. Pulls up. Floater. Gets it to go. Carol Werner.
Let's go live to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University for tonight's broadcast. Good evening and welcome to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University as the Shepherd University Rams take on the Shippensburg Raiders in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Tournament first round. The Rams come in with a record of 18-10, are 14-7 in the PSAC, while Shippensburg holds a record of 10-18 and 7-14 in conference. It's the 3 seed in the PSAC East are the Rams, and the Raiders come in as the 6 seed in the East. These two teams have already met twice this season. Both of them were Shepherd victories. As we get ready for this one, Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High is our cameraman. Back in the studio, Kyle McLaughlin here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. And Dylan, it's a intriguing matchup anytime these two teams get together, but Shippensburg has had their struggles all year. You would definitely expect a Shepherd victory, but nothing's guaranteed, and that's what we've seen throughout the year in the PSAC. But obviously for the Rams, their win on Saturday against Millersville was pretty significant and helped them avoid any maybe tougher opponent like Lockhaven, who just beat Shepherd a few weeks ago. So you feel confident heading into this one if you're Shepherd, but this is a rivalry game, so it definitely won't be easy.
Right, we just saw this matchup on Wednesday, and Shepherd won pretty handily. I think it was, somewhat of a bad matchup for Shippensburg. I think they just aren't really a team that can hit a lot of three-pointers, and you kind of have to get hot shooting against this Shepherd defense. Hit some contested shots over them. They just don't allow for a lot of easy stuff inside, and Shippensburg doesn't have a lot of size, and that makes it tough for them to get into the paint and score against the likes of Chase Parr. So we'll see what happens tonight. Obviously, they had a couple of big scorers. Like Marcus Frank averaged about 20 points a game, and he came close to that number on Wednesday. And Jalen Bowie had a nice game off the bench. But overall, they're a young team, a lot of freshmen, and they're kind of a banged-up team. I believe they only used 2 guys off the bench in the second half and only 3 total. So they're not as deep. They're not as big. We'll see if Shippensburg has any adjustments to try to finally get a win over Shepherd this year in their third attempt.
Yeah, one of their top scorers, Donovan Hill, has missed a good part of the season. He's only played in 23 of the 28 games for the Raiders, so Not sure if he's still out at this point in the year or not, but
last we saw, and as of right now, the roster we were given, he's not on the roster.
Right.
So it's hard to really know what happened there, but what we do know is that he's not playing tonight.
Yeah, so definitely significant there. And again, both games have been double-digit victories for Shepherd, but I guess you could say relatively competitive or relatively close. The Rams won on Wednesday when we were here for Senior Day, 58-46. It was also a Shepherd victory back on January 29th, 65-51. But you mentioned the shooting numbers, and it's kind of interesting because it is a team that overall scores a lot of points per game. It's 77.5 per game for the Raiders. But you're right, Dylan. They don't shoot great from three-point, only at 31.5% on the year. And in terms of individuals, there's only a few guys that are true threats from downtown. So something that could be a key for them here tonight. The Rams, though, coming off of some good wins. Of course, the win against Shippensburg last Wednesday, but the win against Millersville on Saturday, 75-68. It was a good way to finish out the regular season for Shepherd and help them earn this matchup against Shippensburg. They already had that home playoff game that it's been a while for Shepherd in terms of playing home playoff games in men's basketball, which could lead to a huge crowd here tonight and a big Ram crowd. But either way, you got to feel good about the season, the direction of the program, and a big part of that has been the acquisition of Chase Parr through the transfer portal as well as his brother Cole Parr.
Well, speaking of the transfer portal, I can tell you where Donovan Hill is. He's in the transfer portal,
okay.
Even though he was PSAC East Player of the Week, Athlete of the Week on February 10th and dropped 17, 14, and 6 assists on February 8th. So, I don't know, he decided to dip out early this season and transfer, so whatever happened there. But, yeah, as for Chase Parr, he's been the star of this team. It's really elevated them to this next level to the point where they are having their first home PSAC conference tournament game. And they are the favorite to win, as you would think, being the home team. That's usually how it's going to go. So it's given them the best defense in the conference. He just roams the middle there. At the beginning of the season, I compared him to Donovan Clingan of UConn, the rookie now for the Portland Trailblazers, and he's lived up to that, where he just brings a whole other dimension. He really scares teams away from going inside at least a little bit, and then when they do try, he gets a couple blocks a game and patrols the middle, and then his basketball IQ is the part that we've seen over the course of the season that obviously you don't know that until you see him play. You read 6'10", 255, and you say, well, that's going to be a problem. But you see how smart he is on the court as well. It adds another dimension. For sure.
Yeah, he is one of the best players not only for the Rams, but one of the best players in the conference.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll kind of take a look back at the season for the Rams a little bit more, talk a little bit more about this matchup and some of the key things that we will expect from the game here tonight. But this is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, and we're back in 2 minutes.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Ice baths, polar plunges, what's wrong with you people? It's your old pal Cody from Cody's Auto Body. Newsflash, it's winter. Whether it's for a health craze or to raise money for the ladies' auxiliary, it seems people out there think it's a good idea to go outside, strip down, and pretend to be a polar bear or a penguin. What happened to sitting beside the fire, drinking, and adding on a few pounds to keep insulated until spring? Call me crazy, but how about we try not getting naked outside for a few months? Stay warm, stay safe on the road. As always,
that's Cody's with a T for trust.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
The Butcher Center for Shepherd Rams men's basketball. Nick Verzolino alongside me, Dylan Bishop, here on the pregame show, which is brought to you by the W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931. Visit WHMsystems.com. Dylan, we talked a lot about the Rams' opponent. We talked a little bit about Shepherd in that first segment. But for the Rams, it's an 18-10 year. As you mentioned, their first home playoff game since entering the PSAC conference. They're 14-7 in the conference this year, 10-2 here in the Butcher Center overall, and 7-8 on the road. They've won 3 of their last 4 to end the regular season with victories over Mansfield, a loss to Kutztown, which was an upset, but then a win over Shippensburg and a win over Millersville. They'll have to make some noise, though, probably in this tournament to lock up a spot in the NCAA tournament. So we'll see if they can go on a big run, and it all starts tonight against Shippensburg.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to have to grab, at the very least, one win that they aren't really expected to get, that being probably East Stroudsburg in the next round of this tournament, if they can get past Shippensburg tonight. And even then, it might be a little shaky. They might have to go and get another upset win after that, which I think at that point it would maybe be Gannon,
which isn't going to happen. I mean, no disrespect to Shepherd, but Gannon is
Gannon's great.
On a different level.
If it did happen, it would put them in.
Yes, for sure.
That is for sure. But no, I mean, Shepherd's had a great season. The fact that we're even talking about them on the bubble for the D2 NCAA tournament is really impressive. This is a team that, we talked about the senior or graduate transfer leadership of Chase Parr and the way he anchors the defense and has really become their main scorer going inside to him, as Shepherd is kind of a streaky team the rest of the way on offense. But they do have some guys that can put up some points, like at Millersville on Saturday. Marcus Banks put up 19, Gerard Robinson put up 17, and in my mind, if you get 36 combined points out of those two guys, they shouldn't lose, almost no matter who it's against. So that's the recipe for a big run through this conference tournament, is the guys outside of Chase Parr putting up points on the board, because we know how great their defense is, and it's a great team defense, not just Parr in the middle. These guys play great all around. It's just usually streaky three-point shooting, but they do have guys that can do it, and then a little bit of a lack of shot creation off the dribble. Marcus Banks, your point guard, is only a sophomore. He's shown to be a little bit of he hasn't quite developed the playmaking aspect of his game yet. He can drive into the lane. He can be a slasher and make those shots in the mid-range. Not a great three-point shooter. His court vision hasn't really developed to where you would want your starting point guard to be yet, but he is young. But outside of that, you got a lot of guys that can knock down open shots. They play really good defense. You got a couple of guys that can get inside and score in different ways, like Cole Parr, Elvin Wordlaw, Carson Poffenberger can go down low or should be a stretch four. So it's a pretty versatile team all around, even though their offense is a little limited. But it's defense that carries the way, so they just need one or two of those guys to have a good night on offense outside of Parr, and they're hard to beat.
For the rest of the PSAC first-round matchups tonight. Slippery Rock takes on IUP. The winner of that game will play Gannon on Wednesday. Of course, the winner of this game will travel to East Stroudsburg on Wednesday. Then Millersville will take on Lockhaven in a first-round matchup. Winner of that game heads to Westchester on Wednesday. And then also tonight, Edinburgh taking on Seton Hill. Winner of that one will head to Cal, PA on Wednesday. And then, of course, you have a few days off in between the quarterfinals and semifinals, which will be played on Saturday, and the championship game on Sunday. And the winner would get, obviously, an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and
as well.
Let's not count out the scenario. It's probably unlikely, but the semifinals and championship will take place at the highest seed remaining on the east side this year, which means that if Shepherd can go through this game and the next game against East Stroudsburg and pull off that upset, if Westchester were to go on the other side of the bracket and get upset by either Millersville or Lockhaven, PSAC semis and championship would be here at the Butcher Center.
Yes, that is true. So we would try to be here.
Yeah.
So we'll see if any of that does happen. But, of course, this one starts the possible run through March for the Rams. I guess you could say March Madness officially begins tonight. And we will go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll give you the starting lineups as National Anthem just about ready to get started here inside the Butcher Center. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
March is National Endometriosis Awareness Month. The gynecologic experts at WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers encourage women to become familiar with the symptoms of endometriosis and speak with a gynecologist regarding any concerns and about treatment that can improve and in some cases completely eliminate symptoms. Endometriosis affects roughly 1 out of 10 women of childbearing age. For more information or to schedule an appointment with a WVU Medicine gynecologist in Martinsburg or Branson, call 304-596-2149.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center as Shepherd begins the PSAC East Conference Tournament with a home game against Shippensburg for the first time in program history. The Rams are playing a first-round PSAC tournament game at home. We'll get you the starting lineups, which are brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area, call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. For the Raiders of Shippensburg, it's Smith, Frank, Martin, Figueroa, and Connor. And then for the Rams, it's going to be Marcus Banks, Chase Parr, Brody Davis, Carson Poffenberger, and Gerard Robinson for the Rams here tonight. So, Dylan, quickly your keys to the game, which are brought to you by Hagerstown Ford.
on the Shippensburg side, I think it's going to be the outside shooting that is the key for them. I think that they're going to need to have a good night shooting from three-point range and even from the mid-range. In that game last week, they took a lot of mid-range shots, and just not a ton of them went in. So if they can get a lot of those to fall, then they should do a lot better than last week in this one. And for Shepherd on their side, I think it's just working through Chase Parr. Let him pass the ball and let him score down low against this, shorter team in Shippensburg. And if they come and double him, get other guys open.
Rams will start with the possession. Our opening tip was brought to you by Rock's Local Markets, with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. And those keys to the game brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to Ford@Hagerstown.com. And Gerard Robinson starts the Rams night with an open three and knocks it down. Robinson gives the Rams the early 3-0 lead.
And that's a great sign. They can shoot like that tonight.
And that first half against Millersville, the Rams came out on fire, 72%, as Figueroa down low gets the layup to go over Chase Parr, and it's 3-2.
And Figueroa's doesn't have the advantage down low in terms of size, but he's still a good player down there. We saw last week. He can get boards.
Poffenberger, an open three. That's good as well. Carson Poffenberger and the Rams are 2 for 2 from downtown, with the early three from Robinson and now one from the Morgantown grad. As Shippensburg works it around the perimeter. Here's Connor. Lost control of the basketball. Poffenberger on the floor. Parr comes away with it for Shepherd. Marcus Banks now with it. Trying to direct the Ram offense. Comes off the screen from Parr. Banks goes into the lane. Out to Robinson. Davis thought about the three. Drives in. Kicks it out. Banks extra pass. Robinson open triple. That's good. 3 for 3 is Shepherd to start the game from downtown. It's Robinson with 2 of them. And the Rams hold a 9-2 lead over the Shippensburg Raiders. Great ball movement here early on, Dylan.
That really is. Yeah, it was great drive after he got his defender up in the air from Brody Davis.
Connor knocks down the free throw line extended jumper to make it a 9-4 game here in this first half. Just about 17:40 to go. Banks over to Robinson. Now back to Poffenberger. Hands it off to Davis. Davis over to Robinson, right wing. Shepherd with just 8 on the shot clock. Now down to 5. Davis will try a 3. That's good. The Rams can't miss. Brody Davis from downtown. Poffenberger 3 and 2 from Gerard Robinson. It's 12-4 Shepherd with 17:18 to go in this first half. And we're back in 30 seconds as Shippensburg calls a timeout.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. Our first half brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to Ford@Hagerstown.com, as well as Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Rams with the basketball after the miss from Connor. Banks kicks it out. Davis, another open 3 on the way for Shepherd. Their first miss, I think, at all, actually, in this opening half.
Feels like it, at least.
Yeah, I think that's all they've had is 3-point attempts and just one miss. So Figueroa down low, and that one's off the back of the ankle of Robinson and into the hands of Banks. Poffenberger. Bingo. Carson Poffenberger with his second 3, and the Rams continue to shoot lights out here in this first half. Shepherd coming in, averaging, we're talking about their defense all the time, only averaged, though, about 69 points per game for the season. That's in conference play, and 67 on the year.
And only a 30% three-point shooting team, usually.
Yeah, but they've been shooting hot recently, I guess you could say, going back to Saturday against Millersville, that huge first half. And even though the Shippensburg game wasn't a lights-out performance for the Rams, as that shot's off the mark.
Chase Parr wanted in on the action.
If he would have made it, then you might as well say everybody's going to make their threes tonight.
I think Shippensburg might have just thought about going home if he made that.
Not that Parr can't hit from downtown, but it's certainly not his forte.
He's made 5 this year on 22 attempts.
But we were here also for that big shooting day against Mansfield for the Rams. Parr this time gets into the lane and gets the layup to go. You don't expect too many 6'10 guys at 255 to drive in like that either, but Parr has that capability, and it's 17-4 Shepherd.
That's impressive, going off the dribble against a smaller defender.
That shot's well off the mark from Shippensburg. Smith. And another timeout here. This time it's the immediate timeout, the under 16. But our score, Shepherd 17, Shippensburg 4. We're back in 30.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Rams 17, Raiders 4. Dylan, you can't ask for a better start for Shepherd.
No. I mean, this is the best I've seen them play all year. Really, one of the downsides, one of the bigger weaknesses of Shepherd this season has been their offense. And you could say their three-point shooting, but and as I said earlier, it only comes in at 30.6% on the season. They don't have many guys that are shooting above 30% at all. It's like Marcus Banks at 33, Carson Poffenberger at just under 35, Cole Parr at 31.5. But they have players that feel capable. Like Carson Poffenberger is a good shooter, and those are only just sort of solid below average numbers shooting there at 34-35. Brody Davis has only shot 29.4% on the year, but we know that that's probably just because he's a freshman. He's here to shoot threes above all else.
Down low, it's Parr. Working inside. Shot is up and no good. Poffenberger, though, with the offensive rebound. And Carson Poffenberger puts it back up and in. He has 8 of the 19 here early on for Shepherd. It's a 19-4 lead for the Rams. And Dylan, you make a good point there. This team has better shooters than their numbers show.
Yeah, Gerard Robinson shoots 29% on the season, and that's not how I think of him, you know?
It's a nice shot there from Smith. That's up and good. Yeah, I mean, I can remember early in the year, I believe it was the Clarion game, I believe was our first game this season, or one of those games early at home, and they were shooting like 25% from three, and we were like, well, they're better than that. So they've definitely gotten better since the beginning of the season. It just took a little bit for them to get going, and Banks the behind the back pass to Robinson for 3. Added to the highlight reel, Robinson 3 from downtown. He's got 9 points for the Rams, and it's 22-6.
Listen, we've reached a point in the season where you only need a few games like this as Shippensburg misses again.
Yeah, Frank with the step-back jumper off the mark.
You're not going to beat Shepherd if they're going to have this great of a shooting night on their end of the court.
You're not going to beat anybody if they shoot like this.
Right.
Davis, downtown, no good.
And obviously I'm accounting for regressing to the mean at some point as the game goes on, but still.
Frank drives in, kicks it out. Connor, an open 3 from the corner. That's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Figueroa is going to be hit with the foul as Robinson and him were battling down low.
Foul on Figueroa for the Raiders.
I feel like normally we would have seen a substitution by now from Coach Namel. Like, I think he's keeping the starting 5 out there. He's letting them run, and now we see, as I say that, Elwin Wardlaw jumps up off the bench. So.
The guy is shooting lights out, and Robinson, who's 3 for 3, but you got to keep within your rotations. Just because guys are playing well, you don't want them to get tired.
Right. I was just saying, the starting 5 was playing so well, it seemed like Namlick was letting them run out there for an extra minute or two.
We're all over to Poffenberger. We might see a tighter rotation, too, with this being a postseason game. Of course, Shepherd up to a big lead, so you never know. But Banks will drive in and just pull up from the baseline. That's in and out, no good, and rebounded by the Raiders' Martin. Martin with the hand off to Bowie, who's checked in. Over to Connor for 3 again, and that one's good from Connor. He has 5. 22-9. Raiders able to knock that down. Cole Parr now getting ready to check in for Shepherd.
Shippensburg is switching a lot of screens. You're going to have to use that to your advantage when it gets you someone small down low on your big man.
Figueroa jumps inside, tips it away, but that will be his second foul. So, again, Dylan, we talked about them being a little bit down in terms of numbers, and they're down in terms of size just in general. Boone will check in now for Figueroa, so Shepherd definitely has that matchup advantage to lean on as Poffenberger goes to the bench. Parr checks in. Now a lob up to Cole Parr. That's tipped away, though, by the Raiders' good defense. And Shepherd will run the floor. Over to Martin. Now down low, Boone trying to go to work against Davis. Gets in the lane, and Parr forced a foul.
I wonder if they're going to actually call that on Davis for getting
Could be
underneath.
Right. If you were right, yeah.
This is already a different rotation than what we saw even just this past Wednesday, but also from what we've seen this whole season when we've been here for Shepherd, is that usually Cole Parr comes in for his brother, and we don't usually see the two Parrs together until Chase Parr comes back into the game after a stint on the bench.
Michael Cooper running on for Brody Davis. But also, I mean, even though this is a playoff game, Shepherd has had its best season in a number of years, so maybe keeping things pretty similar might be a good strategy as well, as Boone able to knock down the free throw. Knocked them both down, so 22-11. Wardlaw in the corner off the Parr double screen from both Parrs. Now Cole Parr trying to join the three-point party, and he does. Shepherd turned the sliders up. 25-11.
That was a deep one, too. They are just locked in. I don't know if it's some sort of adjustment as the season's gone on or the last few weeks.
Three-pointer on the way there, no good. Cole Parr with a great rebound.
Whatever they're doing, keep doing it.
Wardlaw on the attack. Rams just finding all the holes in the Shippensburg defense here so far. Chase Parr trying to drive in. Tough defense there from the Raiders. Only 10 on the shot clock. Wardlaw over to Cole Parr. Parr drives in with the left hand, kicks it out. Extra pass to Wardlaw for 3. Just off the mark, no good. But a foul called against Shippensburg underneath the basket. And that will send Chase Parr to the line to shoot 2.
Yep, Boone was grabbing on to Parr.
I'm sorry, won't send him to the line. Just keep the Shepherd possession. But
with the media timeout.
We'll have the media timeout. We'll take a break here. 25-11 our score. Shepherd leading. This is Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We're looking back here to the Butcher Center, 25-11. Shepherd leading Shippensburg. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High is our cameraman. Back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin. Just over 11 minutes to go before halftime between Shepherd and Shippensburg, and the Rams are having a tremendous first half so far against the Raiders, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, like I was kind of getting at is I don't know if they've made some sort of adjustment in the way that they practice or their form, but this is, well, I guess they came back down to earth in the second half against Millersville on Saturday, but they shot over 70% in that first half against Millersville, and they're getting hot here too. If they can, all they need is this week to go on a hot streak shooting the ball, and they're where they need to be. This is the time to do it. We see it all the time at the D1 March Madness.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Team gets hot at the right time, they can make a run.
In March, Michael Cooper, an open three. That's just off the back of the rim, no good. Shepherd with 7 threes in the first 9 minutes to build itself a 14-point lead over the Shippensburg Raiders. Here's a drive to the rim, blocked by Parr at the rim as Frank was trying to get something going. So far, Raiders not feeling a whole lot of offense. Gerard Robinson back into the game off the bench, misses that three-pointer. We'll get another wide-open look, but he can't make him pay this time, and Frank chases down the rebound for the Raiders. You don't want to fall in love with it too much, but obviously these are good looks for Shepherd. You can't pass up on those shots either.
Yep. So they're not all going to fall.
Frank drives in, kicks it over to Martin. Now back to Bowie. Left-handed dribble off the Boone screen. Just 5 on the shot clock. Bowie, tough shot over Wardlaw, though, and knocks it down. Had the height advantage, but it was a good contest from the smaller Wardlaw.
All things considered, Shepherd's actually just 50% from the field. It's just that they're also 50% from three-point line, and they've only taken 4 2-point shots out of their 18.
Wardlaw to Robinson, down low to Colpar. Going to work. Robinson, another open three, and he throws it up again, and this time it's an air ball. Poffenberger will come back in for Chase Parr, who will rest, I believe, for the first time here tonight. So
yeah, I think this is the difference in the rotation in the playoffs that you're talking about, Nick. I think that's more minutes for Chase Parr, which makes sense. Your best player, you want him out there for longer when it's only a couple games that you need him to get through.
Connor driving in. Kicks it over to Frank. Frank now back to Bowie. Raiders having some issues finding some openings against this number 1 defense in the PSAC. Boone over to Connor, who goes into the lane. Floater on the lay. No good. Both teams battle for the rebound. End up on the floor. Frank, I believe, picked it up, and then he threw it away, and Wardlaw now with the basketball. Robinson to the rim this time, lays it up and in.
These are the key minutes for Shepherd when Chase Parr is on the bench, and I think whether it's the playoff rotation or the Shippensburg matchup, I think they wanted to be a little bigger when he's off the floor.
This pass is off the knee of Wardlaw, and he recovers it as tough turnover there from Martin. 27-13, Shepherd back on the offensive end. Colpar goes to work, gets fouled by Boone underneath. I believe that's going to be his second, I believe.
Yeah.
So now both their big guys in a little bit of foul trouble, with Figueroa already on the bench with 2, and now 2 on Boone. Wardlaw checks out. Davis checks in.
Banks is in for Cooper.
Yep. So yeah, pretty tall lineup out there.
This is your 4 starters and the other Parr.
Yeah. Missed shot there from the Rams. Bowie with the basketball and a offensive foul. Did that go on Boone too? I believe it did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 3 on him.
And that's right under 8 minutes too, so we'll get a timeout.
That means Figueroa will come back in, and he's got 2 fouls. We get the under 8 media timeout. Our score, 27-13 Shepherd. We're back in 30.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center. 27-13, Shepherd leading Shippensburg. Dylan, we've seen a little bit of a slowdown from this Rams offense. Obviously, they weren't going to continue to make all those shots. They're still getting good looks, though, and that's what you like to see. But we'll see if they can establish some inside looks for the team as the game goes on.
Yeah, the way they play defense, I think this gives them a lot of room for error now. When you open yourself up a 15-point lead at this point, and the way that Shepherd plays defensively, it's just hard to make a run on them unless their offense goes super, super cold. But I like the change up in the rotation here. They brought out Parr after a longer stint. They had Poffenberger come back in for him while his brother Cole Parr was already in when normally Cole would come in for Chase.
Banks is rejected by Smith. Bounce pass ahead to Frank. Frank with the tough reverse layup. It's no good. Figueroa came flying in, and he knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Shepherd basketball. And now Chase Parr back onto the floor, so the starting 5 out there for Shepherd. With 7:33 to go in this first half. First half also brought to you by the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations. Robert Fields & Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home proudly serving the area since 1880. Down low, it's Chase Parr trying to go to work against Figueroa. Goes up strong, lays it up and in. Figueroa's in foul trouble. I think that's a good matchup to exploit here early on, Dylan.
Yeah, Chase Parr plays about 30 minutes a game on the season, 30.1. And I think tonight we're on track for him to play more like 35, 36.
Martin misses that one short. Rams grab the rebound. Banks over to Parr, lobs it up for Poffenberger, tips it to himself. Now the Rams working around the perimeter. First half also brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. Located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, Banks with the pump fake. 4 on the shot clock. Robinson an open 3. That's off the back iron, no good. And Figueroa grabs the rebound with 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Frank now. Frank into the lane, blocked by Parr. Brody Davis now ahead of Robinson. Robinson to Parr. Parr with a tough-looking shot. Lost control of it on his way up. And now the Raiders are back in possession. It's Smith. Martin, extra pass to Bowie. Martin goes in with the left hand, goes up strong against Parr. Can't get the shot to fall. The offensive rebound, though, for Figueroa, and his layup is up and good. He has 4. On the other side of things, Shippensburg, with the injuries they've had, and, of course, one of their players entering the transfer portal, they don't really use too much of that bench, Dylan, and they're kind of thin, so they might get tired as the game goes on. Davis with an open 3, and I feel like that's kind of what happened the other night when Shepherd was able to knock him off.
Yeah, Boone played the first half against Shepherd on Wednesday, and then they didn't put him back in.
Martin with an open 3, that's good. His first 3 points. It's been a slow start, but they're creeping their way back into it. Is the Shippensburg Raiders as they only trail by 11 here, 29-18 with 5:22 to go in this first half. Shepherd's gone a little bit cold offensively. Banks off the screen over to Davis. Davis goes into the lane. Tough scoop shot. The foul. He'll head to the line. Shoot 2.
There you go. That's a nice adjustment as Shepherd has shot so many threes early on here. I think Shippensburg is going to close out a little harder. It's going to be easier to get them up in the air on a pump fake or a head fake and then drive into the lane. Once you drive inside, make the right read. Either drive all the way to the basket, or if the defense comes to you, dump it off, find the open man. Sometimes that'll turn back into an open 3.
Davis coming in has only shot 16 free throws. He is 68% heading into the game. Makes the first. And makes the second. 5 for Brody Davis here early on. 31-18 Shepherd with 5:09 to go in the first half. Marcus Frank with the basketball for Shippensburg. He goes into the lane. Parr again with the rejection and the rebound. Head to Marcus Banks. Banks with the crossover dribble, lost control. Now brings it back up top. Shepherd resets the offense with 20 on the shot clock. Davis feeds Parr. Going to work, are the Rams down low. Parr lost control, gets his own rebound, tips it around again. Eventually the long rebound out to Robinson. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for Shepherd. Banks off the screen from Parr, goes in the lane. Nice pass to Poffenberger, and his reverse layup is up and good.
There you go. I think Banks has done. I kind of gave Marcus Banks some flack for his playmaking in the pregame, but he's been making some good reads so far when he's driven in the lane.
Martin over to Frank. Frank over to Figueroa. He steps in, takes a long two. That's good. No one came out on him. Figueroa was 6. 33-20 Shepherd with 3:45 to go in this first half. Yeah, we've definitely seen some improvement from Marcus Banks as a playmaker throughout the season. Only a sophomore. Poffenberger with an open jumper, no good. Davis grabs the open rebound. And
you should just put that back up.
Yeah, probably should have.
He didn't realize how open he was. He was back to the basket.
Some good offensive rebounds here for the Rams. Only 5 on the shot clock here. Banks kicks it out to an open Poffenberger for 3. Good! Carson Poffenberger with his third 3 of the first half. In total, he's got 13 here tonight to lead the Rams. 36-20, our score with exactly 3 minutes to go in this first half.
This is how Marcus Banks needs to play for this team to go far. He's had a great half.
Bowie to Martin. Martin trying to open some things up. Bowie lost control. Parr on the floor over to Banks. And now Banks will slow it down. The sophomore coming into his own here tonight with the running of the offense here for the Rams. Parr down low. Poffenberger mismatch. But he can't get the layup to go.
Keep going to that matchup, though. He'll make those.
2:20 left now in the first half. Frank hop step into the lane. Martin. Tough shot there, and he wins the matchup against Poffenberger.
Good defense, better offense.
5 for Martin here early on. Shepherd by 14, exactly 2 minutes left before halftime.
2 minutes remaining.
Banks kicks it out to Davis. Davis knocks down the 3. Marcus Banks has been very impressive with these passes. I don't know how they're getting there, but they've been perfect. And Brody Davis with his second 3 of the first half. It's Shepherd 39, Shippensburg 22. We'll take a 30-second break as we got another timeout for the Raiders. This is Shepherd basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. It's Shepherd 39, Shippensburg 22. 1:46 to go in this first half. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us. Dylan, it's another 3 for the Rams on a great pass from Banks. I mean, these are tough angles, and he's making these tremendous passes.
Yeah, this is like a totally different player. Like, this is exactly what they needed from him, though. I mentioned he can slash in the lane. He has touch at the rim. He has a solid floater game. His three-point shot still has some coming along to do. He only shoots 33%, but that's still like number 2 on the team.
Yeah, not bad. He's definitely got kind of a slower release, but it does fall when he's open. But he'll go to the bench here. Wardlaw will check in, and Frank drives and a foul called.
It's only the second foul on Shepherd.
Yeah.
With a minute and a half left in the first half. That's how Wednesday went, too, although I think both teams had only 2 fouls at halftime.
Yeah, if you could draw this first half up, it's been pretty perfect for the Rams. As wide open layup there, though, from Frank. That's his first 2 points. Banks, by the way, getting checked down on the bench. Might be cramping up a little bit. Maybe that's why we see him on the bench here. So possibly, yeah. Hopefully everything good there. I think they're just trying to get some liquids in them. Davis down low to Parr. Parr kicks it over to Poffenberger. That's a turnover. Connor takes it away. Over to Martin now. Into the lane goes Frank. Wide open is Martin. Extra pass to Connor. That's good.
That's good ball movement.
Yeah, Shippensburg definitely has some talent. They just seem to be a little bit outnumbered, a little bit outmatched here tonight. But still in this game at 39-27. Connor with 8 points. Davis into the lane. His shot off the mark. Davis with the hustle attempt to keep it alive. But ball goes out of bounds, and good to see this here. Marcus Banks back into the game for Wardlaw with 32 seconds to go before halftime. So, might have just been a cramp keeping him out there for a little bit, but appears to be all right. Let's see if the shot clock and game clock pretty much even if Shepherd is able to get another possession. (39-27). Connor being patient up top with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Figueroa at the screen. Connor. Deep 3 on the way. That's no good. And the Rams got it back. The shot after the halftime buzzer, and at the half it is Shepherd 39, Shippensburg 27. Take a 2-minute break and we'll have the Mansion Freddie Wall Firm halftime show. After this is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Ice baths, polar plunges, what's wrong with you people? It's your old pal Cody from Cody's Auto Body. Newsflash, it's winter. Whether it's for a health craze or to raise money for the ladies' auxiliary, it seems people out there think it's a good idea to go outside, strip down, and pretend to be a polar bear or a penguin. What happened to sitting beside the fire, drinking, and adding on a few pounds to keep insulated until spring? Call me crazy, but how about we try not getting naked outside for a few months? Stay warm, stay safe on the road. As always, that's Cody's with a T for trust.
Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop here at the half. Take a look at these first half numbers, Dylan, something that stands out, I think, to us right away is that, not the crazy percentages that maybe we thought Shepherd was at. I mean, 45% from three is pretty crazy, I'd say, for this team, at least for most teams at this level.
Yeah, that's just
but
really
with
good.
9 of your 14 field goals being three-pointers, I mean, that's why you see a 39-27 lead here at halftime.
Yeah, they started about 80% from three. They went 4 of 4 from three on their first 4 shots. So it makes sense that they were pretty cold the rest of the way, like for the last half or so of that first 20 minutes. So it evens out to just a good shooting half overall, 42.4%. But yeah, the 45% from three on 20 attempts. That's a great half for them overall. Marcus Banks, 9 assists. He didn't score in that entire half, but the passing, this is what they really needed from him. And he's got guys knocking down shots. Gerard Robinson's 3 of 7 from 3. Carson Poppenberger's 3 of 4. Brody Davis 2 of 5. And then you add in one more from Cole Parr, and that's you take that half any time, even though they weren't shooting incredibly well for the entire half, and they didn't make a ton of twos. I think they went 5 for 13 from 2-point range, which is not great, but I think that's credit to the Shippensburg defense. And there's a couple shots and a couple opportunities in general that I think they can make that they didn't in the second half.
Yeah, and honestly, too many turnovers for Shepherd in this first half. 10 first half turnovers compared to Shippensburg with just 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong
I was looking at the points from the turnovers, so apologize for that. Shepherd was just 2, so
yeah,
makes a lot more sense there. 2 turnovers compared to 10 for Shepherd. I was like, wow, they really had 10 turnovers and they still scored 39 points.
Yeah. Shippensburg somehow won the rebounding battle. That's interesting for them. They did make 3 threes in that first half. They didn't make any. I think they went 0 for 8 in the first half against Shepherd on Wednesday. Yeah, overall, looking through this, let me look at what Chase Parr is listed as having 1 block and 1 steal. I think he had 3 blocks. I don't know. We're not getting the home cooking at the scorers table, which is interesting. I thought I had him as 3 blocks just from memory, but he had a steal in there as well. And 4 points, 5 rebounds. Yeah, he was actually pretty quiet on the offensive end in that half. I think Shippensburg pretty much doubled him every time he took a dribble near the block in the paint,
which opened up a lot of their 3-point shots. So
yeah, both of Shepherd's turnovers are by Parr, so that adds up.
Yeah, 13 from Poffenberger, 4 from Parr, 8 from Davis, 11 from Robinson, 3 from Cole Parr to total up to 39 for the Rams in the first half. Jaden Smith with 2, Marcus Frank with 2, Trey Martin with 5, 6 from Denzel Figueroa, 8 from Timmy Connor, and 2 from Boone, and 2 from Jalen Bowie, totaling up to 27 first half points for the Raiders. First half stats are brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, who will have scores from around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference tournament. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard show here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We are at the half. It is Shepherd right now with the lead over Shippensburg here in the first round of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference tournament by a score of 39-27. By the way, as you can see here on the screen alongside me right here is our QR code for our bracket challenge. So if you want to enter, all you got to do, scan that QR code. Entry is absolutely free, and you will, if you place in the top four, get a $25 gift card to Mother Shucker's Crab Shack here in downtown Martinsburg. And the overall champion will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Let's take a look here before we get some scores from around the conference at the tournament bracket so far here, as you can see things on your screen while we get ready for scores. Only 2 games in action right now due to the fact that IUP and Slippery Rock doesn't begin until 8 p.m. And then also just getting underway was the Lock Haven-Millersville game. That's only 2.5 minutes in so far. So not a lot here for you at halftime, but there is one game so far here at the half that we can get you a score on, which is the only game that I haven't mentioned, Seton Hill and Edinboro at the half. That tied up at 41 apiece, as you can see, between the 5 seed out of the East and the 4 seed out of the East. So switch back over here at the bracket. Winner of Slippery Rock IUP, which will actually begin at 8 p.m., even though that says 7 p.m., will go and take on Gannon. Winner of the game we have will take on East Strasburg on Wednesday. Winner of Millersville Lock Haven will take on Westchester. And then the winner of Edinboro and Seton Hill will take on Cal U. So there you go. That is your halftime scoreboard show. We'll have a post-game scoreboard show for you as well at the conclusion of this one. But at the half, it is Shepherd 39, Shippensburg 27. Step aside, take another 2-minute break, and we'll send it back to the Butcher Athletic Center with Nick and Dylan standing by for the call of the second half.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
It's your wellness update with Floor Pools. Today, correspondent Robbie the Duck investigates new ways to manage stress. Let's go live to Finland. Well, our fine feathered journalist has discovered something truly relaxing. Saunas. Yes, saunas have been an integral part of life in Finland for over 2,000 years. Saunas help you find peace, reduce stress, improve circulation, and even detoxify your body. Go on, Rob. Now bring this Finnish tradition to your home. Floor Pools has the perfect sauna for you. From compact models to luxurious retreats, choose from traditional, infrared, or hybrid models. Specially priced starting as low as $73 a month at Floor Pools in Shippensburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg. Floor Pools' intrepid, web-footed field reporter will bring you future sauna updates right here on the All Quackness channel. Until then, remember, relaxation is just a sauna away.
We're back here at the Butcher Center just before halftime between the Rams and the Raiders. Shepherd leading Shippensburg here in the first round of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Tournament. Rams earned the 3 seed in the PSAC East after a 18-10 regular season, a 14-7 mark in the conference. Shippensburg coming in as the 6th seed, 7-14 in the conference, 10-18 overall. Dylan, it was a very solid first half. Even you could say a great first half for Shepherd. There were a few things that they could do a little bit better, like we mentioned, getting the ball inside a little bit more, but the three-point shooting, especially the way they started this game, built themselves a nice lead here of 12, and we know how good this defense is, so you're definitely feeling confident here at the half if you're the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, they started off just shooting the lights out and went cold, and evened out to a pretty solid number overall. Shippensburg just is kind of clogging the paint. They don't really have the size to deal with Shepherd one-on-one, so they've kind of just been banking on Shepherd, prove to us that you can knock down a bunch of threes, and, well, they did early on. Then they went kind of cold, but it evened out to, they hit 9 of them in the end, so that's what's really built this lead out.
Yeah, Carson Poffenberger here leading the way for the Rams at the half with 13 points. On the other side, Timmy Connor leads the way with 8 points for the Raiders. And so far, Poffenberger and Robinson have made 6 of those 9 threes. Brody Davis has 2 of them, and Cole Parr has 1 as well. Surprising, Marcus Banks doesn't have any points here at halftime, but he has 9 assists to help Shepherd, and they have assisted on 12 of their 14 field goals as well. So ball movement has been key to that first half for the Rams, and we'll see if they can continue the good offense that we've seen here in this first half from Shepherd into the second half, as Connor and the Raiders will start with the basketball. And it's Frank driving in against Robinson. Gets into the paint. Robinson got a piece of it, I do believe, as it went up, and shot was no good. Parr grabs the rebound. Down low, it's Carson Poffenberger trying to go to work in the post. And Poffenberger gets all the way to the rim. Shot is no good, but gets his own offensive rebound and puts it back up and in. 15 for Poffenberger.
I think it was Marcus Franks that got a handle on that, and that's an unlucky bounce for Shippensburg because they played good defense.
Yeah. Smith, a mid-range jumper, his shot is good. As a cold shooting first half for Jaden Smith, just 2 points, but he's able to knock that one down. Banks, Over to Robinson, now back to Banks. Pump fake in the lane. Robinson, a head fake and a three-pointer that's short. Davis tips the rebound and it heads out of bounds. It'll be Shippensburg basketball. So Connor brings it across half court. Figueroa now with the ball. Nice cut into the lane from Smith, and he gets the layup to go. 6 points now for him. 41-31 our score. Banks will slow things down for the Rams.
Shepherd better get the offense going like they had early. Shippensburg starting to find some little ways to cut in here.
Down low, it's Poffenberger. Turns and faces, goes into the lane, powers his way up. Shot no good. Rebound tipped around, gets it back. Now the Rams will reset the offense. Banks with the crossover dribble. Robinson another open three. That's off the mark. Poffenberger grabs the rebound, though. Tips it out. Parr down low, lost control on his way up. Figueroa is going to be hit with his third foul. As Parr will head to the line, I believe, and shoot two.
That's big for them, for Figueroa to get into more foul trouble. He didn't play probably nearly as much as Shippensburg would have liked. It still ended up being over 15 minutes of that half.
Well, that's because Boone also got in foul trouble very quickly with three in the first half for him as well, as Parr makes the first 5 for Chase Parr. So, yeah, they're definitely low on big guys, and to have your big guys be in foul trouble, it's not great, especially Donovan Hill leaving the program. But that free throw up and good for Parr. 43-31 is our score. 18 minutes to go here in this ball game. Shepherd, a nice lead. But Shippensburg not going to back down here at the Butcher Center. Frank with the dribble handoff of Connor. Connor backdoor cut for Figueroa, and the pass heads out of bounds, and it was off of Shepherd according to the baseline official. And it will stay with the Raiders.
Just 11 on the shot clock.
Off the inbounds, it's an open jumper. Poffenberger thought he got all ball, but the official calls a foul. And that'll be 2 shots for Martin, who had 5 first half points. Another somewhat noteworthy thing is neither team shot a lot of free throws in that first half. Just 2 for Shippensburg and 2 for Shepherd. We already have 2 for each side here in the first half, or second half.
As we mentioned in the first game at halftime, both teams only had committed 2 fouls. Same was the case for Shepherd in the first half today as well. Shippensburg committed 6, but a lot of them were on the floor.
That free throw up and good. So 43-32. Banks over to Robinson. Now back to Banks. It's double teamed. Poffenberger an open 3. That's good. Carson Poffenberger with 18 points here tonight, leading the way for Shepherd, and it's Shepherd by 14, 46-32.
Advantage for Poffenberger is he's so tall and lanky that an open shot for him is not the same as an open shot for anybody else. He can just shoot over some smaller guards. He's playing the 4 instead of the 5 with Chase Parr next to him.
Connor just inside the arc knocks down that open jumper, and he gets fouled. So Timmy Connor's going to head to the line. He's the first Raider in double figures here tonight with 10.
It's been a really good game for him.
Banks with his first foul.
And a couple guys they haven't gotten nearly as much from. Connor was kind of quiet on Wednesday, but having a better game here tonight.
Yeah, you could tell he was a good shooter. He just didn't really get into a rhythm against Shepherd the other night. Poffenberger, top of the key, they get out on quickly. Banks now feeds Poffenberger down low. Carson tries to go to work, has it stripped away though, and lost control and lost it out of bounds. It's a turnover. So Shepherd turns it over. It'll be Shippensburg basketball. Just an 11-point game at 46-35, a 16-22 to go in this contest. Smith into the lane, pulls up, long 2 on the way, tipped out by Robinson, and Shippensburg keeps the possession. Connor, a 3-pointer on the way. That's off the back of the rim. Parr was trying to fight for the rebound. Ends up losing that battle to Figueroa, who gets fouled and finishes through the contact. So more free throws here for Ship in the second half. Parr with his first foul as he was in a box-out battle, ends up losing that battle, and then trying to trail back and get a block. He ends up fouling Figueroa, who makes the free throw. Give him 9 points now on the evening, 46-38. So all of a sudden it's under 10. Shepherd's gone cold. They are approaching the under 16 media timeout. Banks over to Davis for three. That's long and no good. Rebounded by Marcus Frank. Robinson nearly called, he will be called for another foul. That will take us to the under 16 media timeout. That's the second on Robinson, the fourth of the half against the Rams already. We got the under 16 media timeout. We're back in 30.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Butcher Center, 46-38. Shepherd leading with 15:43 to go in this game. And Dylan, Shippensburg sticking around, staying in this one.
They are. They've started to find some ways to get open shots or get them to fall, really. Even on Wednesday's game, they got a lot of open mid-range shots. They just didn't really hit much of any of them. And they're hitting more of them here tonight and just generally doing a little bit better on offense than they had last week. And then, Shepherd's still pretty cold. They're taking a lot of contested threes, and the open ones aren't falling. That's kind of what Shippensburg is. Their defensive rotation is flowing around to where they're okay with Shepherd taking threes. They're making the bet that hot start is a fluke, essentially, and that they're going to go cold. And so far, a lot of this game they kind of have.
Three-pointer on the way from Connor, and that's good. Timmy Connor having a nice game. 14 for him. And it's a 5-point game at 46-41, so Shepherd in a little bit of trouble all of a sudden. Parr trying to find an opening against this Raider defense. Poppenberger is trying to hit Parr. Is good recovery from Figueroa as he knocked it away. Ten on the shot clock. Parr trying to go to work. Hook shot no good. Banks with the rebound. That shot's no good. Figueroa grabs the rebound, and it's Connor now with the basketball for the Raiders of Shippensburg, who trail it by just 5 with 15 minutes left. Just under 15, I should say.
Gotta find some offense.
Connor, another open three. That's good. Timmy Connor knocks it down. It's a 2-point game here at the Butcher Center.
Yeah, he's hot. I said before the game that this was the key for them, for Shippensburg. They had to knock down threes, and Connor all by himself is hitting enough for them to be in this.
Parr down low, pump fakes. He'll go to the line and shoot two, as he was able to get Figueroa to his 4th personal as well.
That's huge. Figueroa's been doing a really good job down low on Parr, and it's made it to where Shepherd has not really been able to use their advantage in size, because Figueroa's done well one-on-one with Parr, and then the help defense has been enough to kind of cancel him out, to where he's really only been able to draw fouls and get some free throws. And then they're doing the same against Poffenberger, who has a bit of a loose handle once he puts it on the floor and calls turnovers. But we'll see if this maybe changes a bit, as Figueroa has to go to the bench with his 4th foul with 14 minutes left.
Yeah, Boone runs on here. He also is in foul trouble with 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. And this is a team that does not have a deep bench. They've used 2 guys off the bench.
Parr knocks down both of his free throws. He is 4 for 4 today. It's a 4-point lead for Shepherd. Wardlaw checks in for Banks. Other than that, the Rams are the same. Bowie running on for the Raiders as well as Boone. Connor's been shooting well, and that running jumper is up and no good. Rebounded by Wardlaw. Ahead to Davis. And Davis with the open three. Brody Davis hits his third. That's a big one. It's now back out to a 7-point game.
Really needed that. I think Figueroa on the bench is going to be a huge potential game changer here for Shepherd.
Martin into the lane over to Bowie. Bowie drives. Wardlaw was there, but he made contact. They end up going with the blocking foul, which I believe was the right call. He kind of slid over at the last moment.
I think that's a fair call, yeah.
Blocking foul.
But that is the 5th foul on Shepherd, so with 13:32 left before the end of regulation, the Rams can only afford one more foul before Shippensburg shooting. So that's significant here down the stretch as there's an air ball. Banks in the lane. Wardlaw open three. That's good. First three from one of the point guards here tonight. Marcus Banks with double-digit assists, and it's the Rams by 10 with 13:19 to go in this game. We got a timeout taken by Shippensburg. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
Welcome you back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. It's Shepherd 54, Shippensburg 44 with 13:19 left in this contest. We've almost reached the score that we had the other night. So this team's bringing a lot more offense to the table compared to the 58-46 game. If that ends up being the final score here tonight, Dylan, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I think
and very concerned.
I would have a lot of questions.
But Shippensburg, I should say, got it down to a 2-point game, and then Shepherd with here a nice run to get it back out to a 10-point game, and have led the whole way. So Boone with the screen, Connor with a wall and 2. That's off the marks. Great rebound for Banks. Banks now trying to post up on Boone. Rams working it around the perimeter. Davis, extra pass to Colpar. He traveled.
Yep.
Lost control of his footing. Robinson going to come back in here for the Rams. They're going to take Brody Davis out. So kind of a different look for the Rams as well. 3 guards with Robinson, Wardlaw, and Banks all on the floor, as well as the Parr brothers. You don't typically see Robinson, Wardlaw, and Banks out there. It doesn't seem like, but occasionally you will. Connor with the head fake over to Martin. Martin into the lane. Sit out to Bowie. Bowie an open 3. That's off the side of the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Robinson. Shepherd trying to get its offense going. Colpar was wide open, but Boone stepped in front of it, took it away from Marcus Banks.
Yeah, Colpar set a screen for Banks, and then had Chase Parr setting a back screen for Cole, but just Banks needed to lob that over the top, and he didn't.
Takeaway there, missed jumper there for Shippensburg, and a rebound for Shepherd. Banks down low to Robinson. Pass to Parr. Mismatch against Boone, and he'll throw it down. Shepherd by 12 now at 56-44. That's his first field goal of the second half. And the Rams have rebuilt that lead. Robinson reaches in with the foul. And we have a timeout, the under 12 media timeout, 56-44 our score. We'll take a 30-second break. This is Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
In the first. Also Slippery Rock over Indiana, 18-5.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. Shepherd leading against Shippensburg, 56-44, 11:33 to go in regulation of this one. Dylan, it was getting close. All of a sudden, Shippensburg had got it down to a 2-point game. We were a little bit worried about the Rams' offense, but they have picked it up over the last few minutes, built themselves a double-digit lead again.
It's been since Denzel Figueroa went to the bench for 4 fouls. Exactly what we thought was potential trouble for Shippensburg. And that's what it's come to be so far. And we'll see what happens now that Chase Parr is getting some rest on the bench, though.
Off the inbound, Smith with a layup up and good. Banks into the lane. The foul and the finish, and the first 2 points of the night for Marcus Banks. He'll head to the line to try to make it a 3-point play. He's been the facilitator here tonight, double-digit assist. 12-point lead again after Banks gets the layup to go, 58-46. Now Davis in for Wardlaw.
He's been fantastic, even though it hasn't really come in the form of points for him. It's if you count assists as points accounted for, and
this isn't hockey.
Points responsible for, I guess you could say. And his assists have done so much for them, all 10 of them.
That shot's off the mark, no good. Banks with the rebound. Banks orchestrating the offense efficiently here tonight. Robinson over to Banks, now Davis.
Figueroa's back in with 4 fouls.
Yeah, I mean, he was in for the big run, so it makes sense.
Yep.
And at this point, if you're going to survive for the rest of your season, you need him out there, but Shepherd just picked up another foul.
I think it was Banks, fouling as he lost the ball, trying to get it back. You got to be smarter than that. You got to know that every foul the rest of the way is free throws for Shippensburg. And see Chase Parr barely getting any time on the bench. I think Coach Namlick saw that Figueroa is back in for Shippensburg and wants Parr out there to see if they can try to draw a 5th foul on him.
Yep, 7 team fouls now for Shepherd, and out of the 1-and-1 on the other end, Poffenberger makes them pay with another 3. 5 triples on the evening for Carson Poffenberger and 20 points. Having a great night.
That's fantastic
for the senior. What could be his final game here in the Butcher Center, depending on how the postseason plays out for the Rams. Poffenberger, another 3. Just off the mark.
His plays might have erupted if he hit that one.
On the other end, 3-pointer from Shippensburg is short. Frank gets the offensive rebound. Tip out to Davis. Rams running the floor, but now they'll slow it down. 62-46, 9:45 to go in the ball game. Wardlaw over to Chase Parr. Poffenberger with a man on the ground. Rams have to Working around the perimeter, though. They didn't want to force that pass in there. Down low, Parr up strong. They know they can't foul him. So he continues to just go to work.
Yep.
And Parr ends up finishing that play. It's now 64-46. Shepherd pulling away.
And that's why you take the risk of putting Parr back in. You're risking that maybe towards the last few minutes he might be a little tired. Figueroa's got 4 fouls. Parr's going to win that matchup almost every time because Figueroa doesn't want to foul out.
Foul called on the Rams' Wardlaw as he was trying to force a turnover.
Yeah, Shepherd's not happy about that one, but I think that's a pretty fair call.
So I'll send Connor to the line, 1-1. And last time it was 1-1. The Rams got the rebound and got a 3 from Carson Poffenberger. This time it's Poffenberger grabbing the rebound on the miss from Connor. Davis working it around the perimeter for Shepherd. Over to Parr. They left him alone, but he dumps it off to Robinson. Lob pass underneath, tipped away. Shepherd getting a little bit sloppy with these passes. Connor in transition. Shot no good. Rebounded by Davis. Wardlaw now. Over to Davis for 3. That's good. Brody Davis with his 4th triple of the evening. And the Rams continue to shoot it well from downtown. 67-46. The Morgantown boys know something about winning championships.
They sure do.
There's a 3-pointer on the way. A 2-pointer on the way. So used to 3-pointers here tonight. Martin with
right.
The mid-range jumper, 67-48.
Yeah, Shepherd plays a style of defense that pretty much gives up the mid-range. They're banking on the fact that you're not going to make many of them, and Shippensburg, for the most part, hasn't.
Poffenberger, that's good. Nothing but net for Carson Poffenberger, having himself a night. 23 for him. I believe the career high for Poffenberger sitting at 29 that he had against Millersville a few years ago.
Last season.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
It was
his season high this year was only 15.
Yeah, so he's been well into that mark now. 3-pointer on the way from Martin from way downtown, and that's good. 70-51 Rams. Very much riding the Carson Poffenberger train. Might be a career high in 3-pointers made. He's already at 6.
I'm checking that right now. It's his season high, but he's 6 for 8 from downtown. Last year on January 3rd, he hit 8 against IUP, and somehow that wasn't his career high in points.
That's probably all he did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Connor lost control of it. Robinson nearly lost control, and now he does. Smith takes it back. A little bit of sloppy play on both ends. Smith gets into the lane. Figueroa out to Frank for 3. That's too strong. Wardlaw grabs the board.
Yeah, Poffenberger has tied his career high in field goals made. He's 9 for 13, and he had previously hit 9 shots in a game twice.
Now, all of a sudden, too, this has been a long run without the break. There's only 6 minutes here left in this game, and Shepherd's up by 19. Robinson an open 3. Been a while since he's hit. Can't knock that one down. Pass into the corner for Connor. Connor long 2 on the way. That is no good. Robinson grabs the rebound. It's tipped away from the max side, and we'll have the immediate timeout here with 5:57 to go in this contest. It's Shepherd 70, Shippensburg 51. We're back at 30.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center, 70-51. Shepherd leading here with 5:57 to go in the ball game. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High is our cameraman, and back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Dylan, it's definitely been a fun game for Shepherd with the three-point shooting that we've seen. Kind of a weird game because still the 2 points, or the 2-pointers, haven't really been there as part of the offense, but you've made as many threes as Shepherd has. Why take a 2 when you can get it to Carson Poffenberger for 3?
CP33 having himself a night. Tying a career high in shots made, 6 for 8 from downtown. We'll say 8 is his career high in three-pointers attempted. He's hit 6 of them. Or excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong page. I'll find you that number here in a second.
Parr with the dribble handoff. Over to Wardlaw now.
I was right, actually.
Look at you, Dylan. You just didn't even know.
He just happens to be tied in career high for three-pointers taken with Marcus Banks.
Cole Parr with another 3 from way downtown that time, right before the shot clock buzzer. It's 73-51. Three-pointer on the other end from Smith. That's good. That makes it 73-54, but just 5 minutes left in this one. Shepherd putting on a barrage of three-pointers here tonight against the Raiders of Shippensburg. And it's been a fun offensive game for the Rams. Wardlaw down low to Parr. Figueroa with the tough defense, and he grabs the rebound. Martin now on the other end, goes into the lane, dribbles around in a circle, tough contested shot, and that's good. Don't see that work out for guys too often.
Yeah.
But it did for Martin on that one. And you see some of that potential in this pretty young Shippensburg team. I think they'll continue to get better and be more toward the top of the East next season. Robinson over to Wardlaw. But for Shepherd, it's been a historic season, and it looks like it's going to continue. Cole Parr, another 3. Why not? Money. Parr with his third 3 of the night. He's got 9. And it's a 20-point lead for Shepherd at 76-56 with just under 4 minutes left. Connor, running shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Gerard Robinson. Banks getting ready to check back in for the Rams. Just 3.5 minutes left in this contest. Robinson. Over to Davis. Cole Parr turns and faces. Parr with the hook shot. That's well off the mark. Don't shoot 2s. They look better from 3 tonight.
They are shooting better from 3 tonight than overall.
Driving to the lane. Shot is no good from Martin. And he'll head to the line when we come back. It's Shepherd 76. Shippensburg 56. We're back at 30.
So what?
So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free.
Use the promo code to get the first month free.
Learn more about the PSAC at PSAC Sports.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. Shepherd Rams men's basketball action for you here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High, our cameraman, back in the studio, Kyle McLaughlin. Shepherd by 20, just 3 minutes left. Dylan, it's been a great game for the Rams, obviously. I mean, we've hammered the home to this point, but for Shepherd, it won't obviously get easier at this point in the year. You're going to have to go on the road on Wednesday to take on East Stroudsburg. But it is a team that Shepherd, even though they've lost, they had them on the ropes last time. They probably should have won that game. 71-70 loss for the Rams, where they had a lead late and weren't able to hold on. So they can definitely go in there and get the win. It's just going to come down to, executing down the stretch probably between those two teams, because it should be a close game.
It should be. I think you're right. So we'll see how it goes.
Hopefully they can carry over some of the three-point shooting into East Stroudsburg, as well as aren't able to knock down both free throws.
Right, you said before the break they should just take threes, and as far as this game goes, that's correct. They're 44.8% from the field, but 51.5% from three, 17 of 33. And, now it goes back down to 50%, but it's still better overall. But 17 threes made tonight.
Yeah, crazy number for the Rams. That's what they're capable of at times, is blocked there at the rim. And also this means guys like Chase Parr don't have to necessarily finish out this game. You can rest him a little bit more than you were maybe planning on here tonight, since, as we said, he's probably going to play some expanded minutes here in the postseason. Banks into the lane with the left-handed dribble. Layup up and good for Marcus Banks. Only 5 points out of Banks here tonight, who's been their second leading scorer on the season, but they haven't needed him to score. He's been distributing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you mentioned Parr getting the sit for these last few minutes. He was on pace to probably play about 36, 37, 38 minutes. 36 is his season high in the last game against Westchester. And now he's able to sit this one out. He's only played 32, which is only 2 more than his season average.
Shepherd leading by 20 with just 2 minutes left. We're running out of possessions in this one with the shot clock. Davis down low to Parr. That shot is no good from Cole Parr, and rebounded by Smith. Wardlaw getting ready to check in at the next break. Martin pulls up from the elbow. That's good. Martin started to heat up in this second half, but wasn't enough. They just didn't have really any go-to guy in that first half. It's both Martin, really Frank, and everybody outside of maybe Connor was pretty cold shooting in that first half, or at least consistent shooting from those guys and scoring. It wasn't a terrible first half for Shippensburg, but Shepherd was just so electric, and Brody Davis trying to knock down an 18th three on the night. It's no good. Wardlaw runs on for Davis. They'll empty out the bench. I mean, we haven't even seen Okugwe here tonight until this moment just now. Kigwe, excuse me.
Yeah, that's part of the different playoff, cut down playoff rotation, as you kind of alluded to right before at the beginning of the game, and I guess that was one of the changes. Kind of cut Okigwe out of the rotation and kept Parr in for longer.
Which makes sense. I mean, Okigwe's been kind of that fourth big, and when you're going to limit minutes for him and use one of your bigs more, it makes sense that he would be the guy that would be cut out of that rotation, even though he's been a very solid player for this team. But the Rams can continue to just kind of dribble out the clock. They do have to get a shot off here in the next 10 seconds. And as Banks fighting to keep that possession alive, but they end up losing it. Smith the other way, layup up and good. Makes it a 16-point game at 78-62, and that will do it here from the Butcher Center. The Rams get the win over Shippensburg and advance to the second round of the PSAC tournament. The ball ended up rolling out of bounds, so we will have to play these final 3 seconds. So that was kind of anticlimactic. But now the Raiders will dribble it out, and that will be all she wrote here from the Butcher Center. Rams will head to East Stroudsburg on Wednesday. They get their 19th win of the year. Shippensburg season comes to a close. They finished the year 10-19, 7-15 in the conference. Shepherd now 15-7 in PSAC play. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of this break, we'll give you the post-game show, the post-game stats, and wrap things up here from Shepherdstown. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Dylan Bishop, Kyle McLaughlin back in the studio. Kyler High is our cameraman. As we'll we'll welcome you in here to the post-game show. And I believe, Dylan, they printed off the wrong stats for us, because I think I got 2 halftime stats.
Oh, well.
Do you have a game or no?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Well, that works then. All right, so just, I guess, your thoughts on this one, though, first, Dylan, before we get into things here on the Palace Lounge post-game show. The Palace Lounge is located on Edwin Miller Boulevard with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page.
Well, I think that this was just a great game for Shepherd. They went through some cold stretches shooting the ball, particularly in that, let's say 10 minutes left in the first half to halftime stretch, to where their hot shooting start evened out to a pretty average shooting night overall for the first half. But then they kicked it back up into gear with about 8 minutes or so into the second half when Figueroa got his 4th foul. It opened things up for Shepherd, to where they got the lead back up after Shippensburg cut it down to just, a 1 or 2 possession game. So, listen, we said that Shepherd has the capability. They have the players that can put up nights like this where they shoot 50% from 3. They hit 17 of them. It's just been, streaky. Like Davis and Robinson and Poffenberger and Banks and Wordlaw, all those guys, that they are clearly capable shooters. They just have hot nights and cold nights. This was one of the hot nights, and in tournament play in March in college basketball, that's all you need. You only need a couple games in a row to be hot. You get that confidence up from one game, go to the next game, keep it going, and you never know what could happen. Now, next game is one that they probably aren't expected to win. They are 0-2 against East Stroudsburg, but if they shoot like this, they'll win. Their defense has carried them to the 3 seed in the East, and if their offense picks up, does their end of the bargain, then they can make a run as far as they want, really.
Yeah, they certainly are capable of winning against ESU, even though, again, like you said, East Stroudsburg took both regular season matchups. But take a look back here at the post-game stats, which are brought to you by the injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. First for the Raiders here tonight, Jaden Smith and Trey Martin, as well as Timmy Connor, all lead the team in scoring. 17 from Martin and Connor and 13 from Jaden Smith. 2 from Frank, 9 from Figueroa, 2 from Boone, and 2 from Bowie. Totals up to 62 points. The Raiders shot 42%, 36% from 3. And we're out-rebounded 39-31. In terms of numbers for Shepherd here tonight, Chase Parr with 12. Carson Poffenberger leads the way, 24 points on 6 3-pointers, 7 rebounds for him. Parr ends up with a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds for Parr, as well as a block and a steal. 2 steals for Poffenberger tonight as well. Marcus Banks with 5 points, 10 assists for him. He had 9 of those in the first half, just 2 turnovers for Banks as well. Robinson with 11 points. He started off hot, ended up a little bit cold, but didn't matter. Shepherd still got the win. Wordwall with 3, 9 from Cole Parr, 3 of 4 from 3 for him. And as a team, the Rams shoot 43.5% for the game, 48% from 3, and make all 7 of their free throw attempts. They ended up getting, as I mentioned, 39 rebounds, 21 assists on the 27 made field goals is also a very impressive stat.
Yeah.
And just 10 turnovers tonight, 7 steals for the Rams, 3 blocks as well. Nothing else stands out to me too much. I mean, 13 second chance points, 11 fast break points, and 12 bench points were where they were most dominant in some of the other categories. But overall, it's a 78-62 win for the Rams. Dylan, your player of the game, any other thoughts or anything else you want to get in there, since this could be our final Shepherd broadcast of the year as well?
If it is our well, first of all, 24 points for Carson Poffenberger, 7 rebounds. He's got to be the player of the game. Tied his career high in made field goals, 6 for 8 from 3, and 9 of 13 overall. It's fantastic. That's the type of game they need from somebody. They don't need somebody to be that hot overall, but 14 from Brody Davis, 11 from Carson Poffenberger, or 11 from Gerard Robinson, 24 from Poffenberger. If they get if they can get 3 guys like that, say Poffenberger, Robinson, and Davis into double figures, then I think they should pretty much win any game that they play, because Parr is probably going to get his double-double, or at least close to one. He's gotten himself about 14 points a game now on the year, more as the season's gone on. If they can just put the offense together, a hot stretch, they're tough to beat. So it's been a really fun team to watch. This is clearly the best team Justin Namlick has had during the PSAC era. They switched over to the PSAC. It's tougher competition. You might even say that the Mountain East was better at the top with teams like West Liberty, but the PSAC is really deep. So it's hard night in, night out, week after week to rack up wins. And for them to have 19 wins on the season now, it is really impressive. And it's clear, obviously, the graduate transfer center is a big part of that, and you're not going to have him next year, but it's proof of concept that they can get guys in the transfer portal and have a successful season. So that's my thoughts for the entire season. I think that they can go as far as their shooting takes them, pretty much, for the rest of the season. East Stroudsburg, Gannon, probably even with a hot night against East Stroudsburg, the run probably ends against Gannon, but that's fine by me. Hey, you want a PSAC tournament game.
Yeah.
You haven't been able to say that so far when you entered the conference in 2019. So props to Coach Namlick and the job that they've done this year.
For sure. By the way, Player of the Game was brought to you by WV Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. But that will do it here for us. Tomorrow we will have girls basketball regionals, so we'll be back here in Jefferson County. We'll have Martinsburg taking on Washington with a chance to go to the state tournament, but for Our cameraman Kyler High, Kyle McLaughlin back in the studio. Dylan Bishop, I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long here from the Butcher Center. Once again, your final score, Rams 78, Raiders 62. That'll do it for Shepherd men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
March Madness is here, which means it's time to fill out your brackets. Join the Sports Mix Bracket Challenge on the ESPN TC app or online at espn.com/bracket. You can also scan this QR code on your screen for entry. The top 4 finishers will all receive a $25 gift card from Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall winner will also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Enter now for your chance to win. The March Madness tournament begins March 18th.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
So what?
So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free.
Use the promo code to get the first month free.
Mother Shuckers. Fresh Florida stone crab straight from the boat to your throat. Blue crabs, king, snow, Dungeness, all available year-round. Try and find that anywhere else around here. Homemade soup specials every day. Mother Shuckers is located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Mother Shuckers, we have an opinion. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. Come on over to Mother Shuckers.
Welcome into the post-game scoreboard show here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Our final score for tonight's contest in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Round 1 matchup in the men's basketball tournament. Shepherd 78 and Shippensburg 62. Which means that the Rams are heading to the quarterfinals on Wednesday night to take on East Stroudsburg. As you can see here on your screen at this year's men's basketball championship bracket, a few games in action right now, one even coming down to the wire with an upset on the verge of happening right now. And let's see it. At the half, first off, it is Slippery Rock leading IUP by a score of 29-25. Also, now in the second half, it is Millersville leading Lock Haven 31-22. And Seton Hill is on the verge of getting the upset win over Edinboro. They just knocked down a pair of free throws, so make that now 78-74. So Seton Hill will get the upset over Edinboro here in the final 2 seconds. So they'll advance to take on California. The winner of the Millersville Lock Haven game will take on Westchester, and the winner of Slippery Rock IUP will take on Gannon. Again, our final score here for tonight was Shepherd 78 and Shippensburg 62. Before I sign off again one last time, scan that QR code right next to me here on our screen, and that will enter you into our bracket challenge as March Madness is right around the corner. Get in early again. First through fourth place finishers will receive $25 gift cards to Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, and the overall champion not only will receive that $25 gift card, they'll also receive a trophy from Trophies Plus. Entry is free. All you have to do is scan that QR code or go to our Facebook or Twitter page and click the link on there for our bracket challenge. We'll be sharing it daily heading into March Madness, which starts on March the 18th. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off here for tonight's coverage of Shepherd basketball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. This concludes our coverage of NCAA Division II basketball, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
McLean Corley off the Poppenberger screen. Great screen. McLean Corley for three. It's good! Daniel McLean Corley!
5 seconds left on the clock. Werner looking for room to maneuver. Pulls up. Floater. Gets it to go. Carol Werner.
We hope you enjoyed our coverage here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. All rights reserved.